All right, Shalom. This is the brother Zakaria,
Shalom, Mr. Warrior.
and we're the brothers out of the Modesto Hebrew Israelites camp out here in Modesto, California. And first and foremost, we're going to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakak Wadash. And double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim preaching this word in all truth and sincerity. And shalom to Yarquathium, all right, you believers, men, women, and children of the hopeful elect, okay, that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Calling upon the true names, okay, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, not Jesus and not God or the Most High. All right, so you could get that in Job 5 and 15.
All right, so this is Job 5 and 15. It says, "But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty."
Right, and that's what we have to look forward to. Those of us that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is being saved. Okay, it says he saveth the poor from the sword. And the sword is Esau Edom. All right, you can get that in Psalm 17:13.
Okay.
I believe that's where it's at. But y'all bring it up on my phone. And this is Psalm 17, I believe in 13. Yeah, can.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Psalm 17 and 13. "Arise, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes."
Right, and that's the elite of Esau Edom. Okay, the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, they are the wicked. They are the sword of the Heavenly Father. And that's why this devil, okay, the self-proclaimed white man, is in power. Okay, it's because the Lord set him up to be a chastisement over us Israelites, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And when this devil comes up against us, okay, he's going to be greatly disappointed. All right, because the scriptures say when the enemy come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him. See, right now we are in a time of Jacob's trouble, but it's going to increase. And as it increases, okay, there's going to be a lot of catastrophic events, famine, which is basically what this topic is going into, is, being delivered. Okay, not just from famine or starvation, because these elite, they're going to cut off the food supply out here in America, out here in Babylon the Great. In a major way, the food gets to you is through trucks, okay, through shipping. All right, there's no fucking trees out here that produce cereal boxes, man. Okay, you can't find a tree, okay, that just grows pieces of steak on it. Okay, it all comes from a warehouse, and it's all distributed by trucks, man. Did you have some, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 22.
Let me get it on the phone. 6 and 22?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
2nd Ezra 6 and 22, it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown."
Yeah, you see, suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. All right. A lot of places with agriculture, okay, you could drive out in the highways, all right, freeways, especially when you're migrating through different towns, villages here in Babylon. You'll see cows, you'll see, stalks of corn. Okay, but real soon, you ain't gonna see all that. Real soon they're going to be into that. Why? Because as shit hits the fan, okay, there's going to be a lot of people, stealing these things. And at the end of the day, it's going to be survival of the fittest. So a lot of these sown places are going to be dry, man. If you had something to say on that.
I was just going to keep reading.
Yeah, I can.
It says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
And your stores, your markets, man. These full markets shall suddenly be found empty. Because your local, Walmart, what is it called? Neighborhood Walmart, grocery center or some shit. Because you got the regular one with all kinds of stuff. And then you got ones that are just for like food. And these stores, man, Rayleigh's, Save Mart, Safeway, Walmart, Target, all these grocery stores, they only have like a 2 to 3 day food supply, man. That's why trucks are constantly delivering things every day. Okay? Because it would be empty. So it says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be damn near out of nowhere. Okay? Especially with what's going on right now is, Trump signed that big, beautiful bill or whatever. And what it does is it's depleting a lot of you people's EBT. How do you say it?
The benefits?
Your benefits, man.
Yeah.
You got to show that you're working or looking for work. How many niggas and spics out there, are going to be actually out there looking for work, showing proof?
Yeah.
Hardly any, man, especially these damn women. These ghetto-ass ratchet bitches, man. They ain't out there looking for jobs, man. They out there doing drugs and at the least selling their ass, man. And I say the least because they consider that a job, selling their body.
Yeah.
Working, being a hoe. But when it comes to an actual application, getting a government taxed job, they ain't doing that shit, man. Okay?
Yeah. And then it also tells you that there ain't gonna be no work for Egypt.
Oh man, for sure.
So, and then you got Elon Musk coming out. I watched a video with him, and he was basically saying that by next year, the majority of these jobs are already going to be replaced by robots.
For real.
Because this fourth industrial revolution is going to happen fast. Like they already have everything ready to roll it out.
Yeah.
It's just that when they roll it out, it's going to come suddenly, at a moment, in an instant. You're just going to be like, you're going to wake up, you're going to see on the news mass layoffs, robots taking over everyone's jobs, and this is exactly what's coming. So, you got all these storehouses and, all these warehouses and stuff. When I say storehouses and warehouses, I'm talking about, Costco and Rayleigh's, like the brother mentioned, all these different stores and stuff. They have like giant warehouses where they pull inventory from.
Yep.
And in a moment, one day, that's all gonna be gone.
Yeah, I mean, like the brother mentioned, these robots. It's just gonna be some Edomite on the news one day and talk about job cuts, and then they're gonna bring the CEO of some business, some corporation, some franchise, and he's gonna say, well, we don't got to pay these robots. They don't need to take vacations and take breaks.
Right. Yep.
It's economical. Less greenhouse gases.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this thing's about ready to go, man. About ready to hit the fan.
Yeah. And then this they're supposed to, I guess I seen something about like a $30 billion fucking contract that they're doing where they want to build like nuclear power plants all across the country, which when I seen that, I was like, man, that means, think about it. If they actually do that and they build these nuclear power plants everywhere, when the destruction comes, they're going to hit these nuclear power plants, know what I mean? Like, It's everything just being set up for this guy to fall, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This guy, you know, every move that he makes, everything that he does is just a step closer to his demise, man. You know, step further into the trap.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. In Job, it said, in a Psalm, it said the Lord's going to disappoint him, man. You know, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then real quick, going back, you know, to all the EBT stuff.
Yeah.
All these types of things are supposed to be signs for you Israelites to realize that the time is short. For you to you know, this guy ain't giving us benefits no more. He taking them away. You know what I mean? And what he's setting you up to do is to receive that microchip. That's what he's setting you up for.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, what he's trying to do is he's trying to lure you, coddle you into a trap, right? Because he wants you completely dependent upon him. He says, okay, look, you can still have certain benefits. We'll give you a block of cheese and some bread, but we need to see that you're filling out applications everywhere.
Okay.
And then when that falls through, they're going to be like, okay, well, you know, there's no jobs anymore. You got these robots out here everywhere. So now what we need you to do is take a microchip.
Yep. Yeah, that's why in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, when you read down from the 68th verse, it says they're going to feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. Because it's going to be so bad out here. A lot of people are going to turn to that microchip as the only source of life. Because he's going to take away benefits. He's going to have it to where the only places you could access food and medicine is a military base or a FEMA camp. And say, well, we need to know that you're not a terrorist.
Right.
We need to know that you're for we the people. Get this microchip. You know? And then it goes on to say that all that consent unto him shall be had in derision and trodden underfoot. So it's still a fucking trap at the end of the day.
Right.
Who knows if there's ever even going to be any fucking food in there? It might be Soylent Green.
Well,
and what is Soylent Green?
That's what it will be.
People.
That's what it will be.
You know?
It's going to be all, you know, it's going to be whatever the fuck, you know, because who knows what this guy is putting out there that we're actually eating, bro. We have no idea.
Yeah.
But aside from that point, like the brothers say, you're going to be had in derision because you got to think about it. This guy can't save him damn self. All right? This microchip is not for you to be saved by the so-called white man. That's not what it's for. It's for you to be marked, to be branded by him.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what is he trying to do, man? His whole fucking plot and purpose, all right, is to separate you Israelites from your power.
Yeah, exterminate Jake, actually, you know?
Which, I mean, you get that mark.
Yeah, he could just turn you off. You could just turn your lights out, you know what I mean?
Well, you'll die anyways because the Lord's going to destroy you.
Can.
You know, because when you take that microchip, there's no turning back from that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you remember that talk with Aaron Russo and Alex Jones, in that talk he said, well, if you speak against the government, they'll just turn off your microchip.
Right.
You know, they'll just shut it off. You know? And there was talks about, you know, there being different things in those microchips that they could just instantly terminate you, man. Having lethal cyanide and things of that nature, man. Different toxins, man. You know.
Well, then you think about it too. This guy, he wants to put a fucking microchip in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he wires that thing to your brain. It's connected to your nervous system. He could literally just kill you with the chip.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need no toxic chemicals or nothing like that. You just
you could just do the cell phone thing.
The
fucking CeeLo Green, wasn't it?
Yeah, you just have
detonate it.
You just have your shit malfunction.
Yeah. Just send a quick zap to your pineal gland and fry you.
You just fucking.
You know, which this devil, all right, he wants to kill you Israelites, man.
That's it.
His new world order is without you Israelites, man. You know, remember what he said to in his heart as Esau himself. He said, "The day for mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." Okay, that spirit never left.
Yep. He was created with that.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's his whole purpose in life. You know, is to be the devil.
To be against you Israelites. You got more on this, or should I go back?
Yeah, let me. So verse 23, it says, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies,
Good.
and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run."
And that's another way you're going to know who the true men of the Lord are, because the scriptures say that ye shall know who my men are by the love they have for one another. So if it's saying at that time friends shall fight one against another like enemies, you're going to see all these bug out Israelites killing other Israelites, and
Yep.
you know, it's going to be like Israelite gang war, you know. But the true men of the Lord, okay, you're going to see them in the correct spirit.
Well, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that. You know, all because, man, the things that's coming. All right. Hard times, bro.
Hard times.
And within those hard times,
People change.
which, hey, there's that. But what I was gonna say is that the true men of the Lord, you got various camps,
Yeah.
you know, out there of true believers, true worshipers, and Yahweh Shem Shai, that, you know, as things start to get worse and worse, brothers are gonna help each other.
Yeah.
Brothers are going to be helping each other. You're going to have brothers that, you know, end up homeless, and brothers going to open up rooms for them. You're going to have brothers that need help with certain things. You know what I mean? You're going to have all kind of different, you know, things that are going to come upon us where we're going to need each other.
Yeah. That's right. And then ultimately it's going to be Yahweh Bashem Shai delivering us, you know what I mean?
God, yeah, that's for sure. But you know, it's gonna happen as a unit. You know, we're all gonna go through this together. So, the tribulations and the miracles. You know, so we're gonna see miracles. Brothers are gonna get. You gonna. Hey man, you might be in a camp and see a brother literally get spiritual power, bro. Like, hey man, you know, brother have a glass of water or something that just never runs out of water. You know, you know, you have that account. What was it? Hanukkah, which was when they rebuilt the temple, and then you know, they were restoring the temple, and then one of the things that you had to do was keep the menorah lit, and they only had like 1 jar of oil. And so the whole thing was about the miracle of how that basically that jar of oil lasted all 8 days.
Well, that happened too with Elijah, or was it Elisha?
Let
me do this real quick. Slow. Yeah, I believe it was Elisha or Elijah, where that woman took him to the house, and it was it a famine? Something was going on.
I believe it was a famine.
And they were poor, and she said pretty much. He said, well, do you have anything pretty much worth of money? And she said, all I got is these pots and this oil. And then he filled it up, used that spiritual power, man, and it never went away. He told her to sell the oil, and it would never cease. You know, or even when he brought that woman's son back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, said he laid on him and his body turned warm.
Yeah. So he breathed on him or something like that.
God.
You know what I mean? You know, he put the spirit back in him.
Yeah.
Put his spirit back in him, man.
You know, that spiritual power is real. And when brothers see it, you know, instead of them saying, well, show me how you did that, they gonna believe and know how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why we need faith, man. You know, faith is the substance, man.
That's what
for everything hope for.
That's what these miracles are going to be for too, is to increase faith.
Come on.
Because, hey, when Yahweh Shai did miracles, you remember he said, if you don't believe me for the miracle's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see what I just did? Who else out here doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's when they bugged out and told him, you're doing all this through Beelzebub, through demons, man. So it's like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Yeah.
That's why, the scriptures talk about, if you have faith, have it to thyself.
Right.
Because these people are bugged out. I think that's a bug out right there.
So it's
Hearing us question out the so-called white. Good. Go ahead. More on second interest? Or do you have something else?
no, that's
That's it?
that's it.
All right, I'm going to jump back to this in get Job 5.
Well,
and,
there's one more right here. It says 25, verse 25 says, "Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation and the end of your world."
Right. And that's what we're witnessing is the end of Esau's world, man. So we need faith. We need ultimate faith in order to make it up out of here, man. To see the end of this world. And it talks about, the believers are going to be up in that chariot, okay, looking down as if it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, singing the song of Moses at the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. It's going to take ultimate faith to get siphoned up into a so-called UFO,
Right.
So you could jump back to Job 5 and 17.
Okay. All right, Job 5 and 17. Behold, happy is the man whom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua correcteth.
And that's what we're going through right now, is through correction. By Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because our whole time on this earth, as we were born and raised, hey man, we were living wrong. We gone through crooked paths. We were crooks, So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is correcting us. And, keep going.
It says,
Therefore,
despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
hey, so as you're being corrected, you're being told what to do and how to do it the right way, you get yelled at. You get cussed at. Okay? You get spanked. Those of you that remember your youth growing up, you might not have been the real bad child, the problem child, but you would witness the problem child getting disciplined all the time, getting his ass spanked or her ass spanked, and you'd look and be like, I better not be doing what my brother's doing, what my sister's doing, or else I know I'm gonna get belt to ass too. So right now we're being corrected by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and it comes with chastisement. He chasteneth whom he loveth, and chastisement, hey man, it don't feel good, but it works out some great, which is repentance, correction. So it says, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty, because as you are being chastised, it's not supposed to feel good. But if you despise it, because you got people that'll talk shit. You had dudes that bug outs. I heard accounts of remember that one dude? The brother Mike would talk about it. How there was a guy who was getting plagued by demons, and he said he would pray, he would fast, was doing everything he could, but the demons just get stronger and stronger. So finally a demon jumped on him real tough and said, if you want us to leave you alone, pretty much, just leave the truth. And so when he left, like he stopped calling on the names, he said the demons just tore him a new one.
Damn.
Why? Because he was despising the chastisement of the Lord. Whatever led up to that point, he wasn't receiving that correction. He wasn't changing. To the point, pretty much the Lord got rid of him. Bugged him out. Okay? So one more time, you can read that again, Papa Kashan, 17.
Yeah, Job 5 and 17, he said, behold, happy is the man whom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua correcteth. Therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
Okay.
For he maketh sore and bindeth up. He wounded and his hands make whole.
Yeah, the Lord will break you, man. The Lord breaks you to build you back up, Like brothers like to talk about, this is a righteous military. And the Lord calls us soldiers. Just like in Esau's military. Okay, you gonna get bound, you're gonna get broken up. Okay, you're gonna get wounded. All right, and he's gonna forge you into what he wants you. Well, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, he's disciplining us, all right, correcting us for our wrongs. Okay, and he's gonna make us whole. You know, Esau, the damn devil, done jacked us up mentally and spiritually. But Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is making us whole again through the word. Okay, good.
Yeah. It said, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Right, going back to how, the wicked is going to be disappointed. Okay, that's that sword, man. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to redeem us from death and in war from the power of the sword, who is Esau Edom. Okay, because he's going to crash out. Revelation 12:12 mentions how he's going to crash the fuck out. And as he crashes out, he's going to be looking to take everybody with him. Everybody. Even his own people. Mm-hmm. Even you low-level Joe Six-Packs, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He going to say, oh, fuck them. They could die with those N's and S's down there.
Yeah.
And then their elite going to try to barrel out, hide in outer space. Okay?
Well, Esau knows that Jake is mingled among these other nations, man.
Khan, he knows that.
So that's why, he don't give a damn.
He don't give a damn about only his elite, only the ones they interbreed with.
That's it. That's why they do that shit. Is so they know that they can keep their lineage and their heritage in the loop.
Khan.
So, and that's who when we go in on Esau and all this type of stuff, we're talking directly to the elites. They know what we're talking about. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So this message is for them because they're the ones that are gonna get taken to the kingdom in slavery. All these other folks are gonna get destroyed by missiles.
Yeah, Joe Dirt is irrelevant.
He's irrelevant. We talking to Elon Musk and his family.
Yeah, we're talking about main characters.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. And this word is directed towards them. That's how about Shem Yahweh Shai don't give a shit about what a regular Edomite fucking thinks, man. The elites are the ones in power. They're the ones that's, you go into Revelation, it talks about Babylon being the mistress of witchcrafts and the cup, and she had a cup full of abominations and all manner of wickedness and evil and shit. This guy's the one fucking pushing that spirit out there.
Yeah.
See, elite, man. It's these damn Illuminati, all these billionaires. They call them the 1%. 1% of the whole fucking world, man.
Yeah, Fortune 500 families and all them motherfuckers. Yeah.
They have all the power. They have all the money. They got everything. And shit, they don't got enough. You go into Habakkuk, what does it say?
You can never have enough.
You can never have enough. He can never have enough, man. He wants your damn soul. He wants your mind, bro.
And then some.
He wants to put a microchip in your brain to be able to totally control you, man.
He wants to be like the Most High.
He wants to be like the Most High. It tells you that in the scriptures. He say, I will be like them. I will ascend in the heavens and all that stuff. This guy, Elon Musk, talking about fucking colonizing planets and intergalactic travel, and this guy, he got his imagination is profound.
Man, this guy living on Fantasy Island. I got a quick one for that. Yeah.
It said the imagination of his heart is that he generations would go throughout eternity, man.
This is Job chapter 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, his days are determined. See, the thing is, man, is that this devil, he don't consider. He's not wise.
He's the most proud.
He have no understanding in him. That's why he does it. He thinks he can get away with some shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High, he over here worshiping and calling on these idols, and doing all this witchcraft and talking to Satan and all this stuff, thinking that he's gonna get a way out, thinking he's gonna find a ticket, find a pass somehow.
Yeah, that Operation Looking Glass, going back to that, I bring it up every now and then. It said all the avenues and things they were trying to, escape and get through. He said there's none, But he's the fucking most proud. He's going to keep trying and trying and trying until he gets blasted, man.
Yeah, what else can he do?
He's the most proud.
He
ain't going to give up.
Yeah, he can't do nothing else, man. He ain't going to submit to his fate.
Hey, it says they were sore affrighted and yet durst fight.
Yeah. So literally, that's why the scriptures equate this guy to Pharaoh. Because what happened to Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Pharaoh, he would get all freaked out. I'd be like, oh man, Moses, sleep. You got all these fucking plagues hitting. Hey, all right, I'll let you go, but under these conditions or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Most High, how about Shem Yahushua, will harden his heart. He's and to the point where he finally, Egypt is destroyed. He's like, fine, get out of here. They ran the Israelites out. They literally get lost. We don't want you here anymore.
He's like, but wait.
And then he's sitting in his palace or in his temple or whatever, and he goes, and the Lord put it in his heart, man, to be like, why the fuck did I let my slaves go?
Yeah. Yep. God. Yeah, so it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And I brought that out also because the brother talked about Elon Musk and going to other planets. The Lord got the Van Allen belt to where you literally can't pass in these fleshly bodies, man. It'll crush you. That radiation out there will just fry you up. Just Google it yourself. The Van Allen belt. It's out there in space, man. It's a barrier. Like in a video game, you go and you try to play Grand Theft Auto 5. Hey man, I don't think we're gonna see Grand Theft Auto 6, so don't worry about it. But Grand Theft Auto 5, you go all the way out to the edge of the map of the game, and you'll just drown. You'll die.
Yep.
So Esau, he has a bound that he cannot pass. He could try, okay, but he'll just get crushed. He knows it. But yeah, you got anything else? If not, we could close it with this.
I'm good.
All right, so this is Job 5:21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh.
That's the power that's going to be given to the elect, bro. Because that's power, man. And it's going to come through Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's going to come through the true power, the true God.
Okay.
And the Lord's going to give it to his elect to make it known, make it seen who he's dealing with, so that you can see, those are the guys that were calling on those names. Fuck, why didn't I call on those names? He's gonna do this. He's gonna do all these things right in your people's faces, as you're starving, as you're catching hell, as you going through all these different things, man.
Yep.
Just like when the Lord comes back with the clouds, man, he's gonna be beaming up the elect. He's gonna do this right in your face, right in your face. You're gonna behold it. You're gonna see it. You're gonna witness Jake getting beamed up. Brothers getting beamed up into these chariots as lasers and missiles are firing at you. And that's going to be a horrible, 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 horrible judgment.
Good. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shalt not sin.
Man.
And ultimately, what it means by that is thou shalt not sin. So ultimately, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua going to keep us from the hour of temptation, man. And we're not going to get microchipped, man. Because that's the ultimate sin. You can't repent from getting the mark. The microchip, You can't repent after that. You know, the Lord is bound by his word. And it tells you in Revelation 14:9, if you get that mark, you're going to get, you through.
Yeah, that's why it's the final temptation.
Come.
That's why it's called the hour of temptation. This everything that we're building up to, everything that we're going through right now, you know, and everything that we still have to go through is all going to be building up to that final moment when Esau declares, look, you got to get this.
Yeah.
You got no choice. We ain't giving you no choice.
Good. But as we read, you know, Lord gonna keep us from that, man. He's gonna deliver his elect, the 1/3, from all these troubles, man, all these perils. All right, one more again in Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee, meaning the elect are gonna be completely protected by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So with that, we're going to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Harakakodash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. And salutations to all the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.